Guys, what we're looking at today, we're looking at Scorpion Bowl IPA from Stone Brewery. This one weighs in, was it 7.5%? Drink fresh. And it's got a novel on the back. All we're really worried about is this here charging handle. Oh yeah, and the bottle cap looks something like that. And as you guys know that follow me and coincide with giving a shit. Ooh, it actually looks like I broke the little thingy off. No, it's still good. It's all good. Me and Stone, we don't always agree. And I base that mostly on the cost of their beers versus it wasn't that good. I mean, after all, man, life is short. Don't drink shit-ta beers. Okay, it looks a lot like an IPA, maybe a little bit more of a deep color, but I tell you, this thing has been filtered, and it's very, very clear. Nice pillowy white head of go fuck yourself, Chuck. Has a nice bready, malty smell to it. Kind of in the vein of say fresh hops and. Cheers. Well, on a long pull like that, it starts to actually get kind of bitter, almost and it keeps going. We'll see if it improves. Couple of stragglers, even though the I Heart Club didn't go too out of control. We had a missed one from Joey. It was Aunt Keck, I'm done. And then Aunt Keck, Joey Cuz, not falling for your childish shenanigans. And then the last actual comment on yesterday's brew review was Mr. Holster, you done yet? ? First was Aunt Keck. Second was Bulwark 1911 saying First Lady and a Heart. Gillian 426 was third. Mr. Holster was fourth. Aunt Keck Blog Radio was pretty cool. Sorry I left quietly, but my daughter is sick and she needed her daddy. Absolutely. You gotta that job. See that's something that I think a lot of this last generation. They're too busy, I don't know, maybe with their careers or whatever it is they're doing, and ignoring their children. I mean, folks, there is better reasons to have children than using them just as a tax write-off, or upping the ante and for the welfare state. Rich Huff, cheers all. Cheers, Rich. Aunt Keck, oh my god, that's one hot damn sexy naughty busty blonde beer brew a babe. Yelling 426, never had them cigs. Oh, they're unfortunately there's still 3 of them here. Today was one thing after the other. I was kind of hoping to maybe make a break for the border, that direction, not that direction. Fairly cold today, and I don't know what's supposed to happen tomorrow, but if things go my way, maybe I'll see what my brother-in-law's doing, or just go try to find the closest location possible, not my basement, NIHAP, and take a few things out to the range. For starters, yeah, I know. For starters, the Rock Island double stack, so I can come to a definitive conclusion if I like this or not. I really like it, and I haven't shot it yet, but Rich was saying to get some trigger time behind it and let him know what I think. John Solar, in the event that I elect to take this mission and it works out to be possible, I would really like to put a different set of grips on here, especially being that my favorite place, and that's lock grips. Jason doesn't have a set for this yet, and the one thing that makes it kind of unique is you can't just stick a set of grips off of a 1911 straight onto this. They're kind of a proprietary thing. And of course, given the opportunity to get out, I have to get my first shots through the Hunter. What do these two have in common? These are both 10mm. And then of course I have the race gun and the ghost gun to get out, and I'm actually feeling pretty good. I was talking to Jay at Elite Ammunition, and he openly admits that he is not a Glock guy, so he wasn't exactly 100% sure. And of course, you know, another one of those things where that's really kind of hard to take a guess when. But this is kind of the issue and only issue with this, at least as far as being unfired. And that's if you were to say, imagine you've got a live round in it, and you fire, keep your finger on the trigger because you know you're going for your reset. This, as I start to release, I mean, you're talking about the trigger doesn't even move. It's just a matter of how many pounds of effort I have on it. And it is not an all-the-time thing. If you imagine the gun is actually firing, it's just if you let it go forward slowly. And right now, as we speak, Mike Gillian, you are probably writing about some material. You know, this is the version 2, and I have to tell you, compared to the version 1, I really like the version 2, right down to the way it feels in your hands. It feels smaller, a little bit more compact in your hands, and I really like that texturing than a say a OEM. And I pulled out this OEM just so that I could show this to Mike, showing him that this is a OEM Glock frame. Exact same thing. So it cannot be blamed on the polymer 80. But again, like I said, this is not something that's going to happen when it's being shot. Just if you were to creep it forward. So this is on the list. The ghost gun is on the list, And the new gun is on the list. Ed saying top 10. Mr. Holster 230. From my experience with the woman I have been involved with in my life, them holding a gun is not a good thing. I've only ever had it happen one time. And it was a Desert Eagle chambered in .44 Magnum. The hammer was back, the safety was off, and it was aimed straight at me. And she was having a conniption fit over my over one of my motorcycles, and she wasn't like paying attention to what she was doing. She was just like standing there like this, and you love that motorcycle more than me. And I went, you do realize you're aiming a loaded Desert Eagle with the safety off and the hammer back directly at me, right? And she just went, ah, bam, and threw it on the counter and ran off to discuss how much she hated me with herself. Yeah, I know. Fuck you, Chuck. Mr. Holster again. Nice smokes. Yeah, I might get rid of one of those yet today. Aunt Keck. Hey, you can't just insult maggots by calling them libtards. Aunt Keck. The left are too cowardly to fight us. They will fight by using loopholes. Yeah, speaking of that, because it was up in conversation, and before turning the camera on, I was watching Mario Mosen's video. That bullshit in Florida. Talk about fast-tracking both houses and having that fucking rhino douchebag governor just sign it right into effect. There's no way a majority of that is going to stand. It is. And I agree with Mario. I take it one step farther. I mean, it is completely unconstitutional. It's one thing. It's one thing to pick the age for which you can, say, legally buy alcohol. Due to our Constitution, it's a completely different thing to try to say when someone is old enough to buy a firearm. You're a 19-year-old, you're living on your own, maybe you've been living on your own for years, and you've saved up and you've bought a house, and you live in kind of a rough neighborhood, and you want to get a gun to defend yourself, and now you're going to be told by our government that you cannot. It'll never stand up in the court of law. It is 100% unconstitutional. I don't want to go into a long dissertation over this whole Florida thing, but I will quickly point out to the rest of us. Now, I'm not doing this because this is just as much. Florida needs to be an example that you need to keep close and dear to your heart. Because look at how fast it fucking went down there. So it needs to be a lesson to the rest of us to not get complacent. Keep the phone calls happening. Keep the emails going out. Sleep in a tent in front of your representative's house. Maybe skip that last one. We cannot let it go. And I still 100% stand behind what I said. I am not willing to compromise. We have compromised, and that's why we are where we're at. No, fuck you is my compromise. Flat out, the end game for the libtards, and some of them have flat out said, hey, if it takes decades, we will eventually win. That's right, because there's so many of you people out there, maybe not the guys that are directly part of the shit show known as this channel, but I have had conversations with supposed Second Amendment, gun-loving nuts like myself, more than willing to throw something like the bump fire stock at them, just so that they won't come for your tactical guns. Bullshit. You don't fucking compromise on anything. Like, I've completely not gonna go away from this subject. What we do is we take. I don't give a flying shit what events are in the news. The Founding Fathers put that as the second thing on the list, right after the freedom of speech, for a reason. And it is already being compromised away. I may not be able to see the end of the Second Amendment for where I'm standing, but I certainly see the path heading straight for it. Do not compromise. I don't give a shit what you think of bump fire stocks. If I had the extra money, I'd fucking probably buy one and do some kind of a giveaway just to fucking shove it in their face. Don't compromise on anything. We've already compromised. It needs to go the other way. End of story. So the ones you had before were cigaros? I have had the cigaros from them, but no, these ones are the torpedoes. Looks like at least a 50 ring gauge. And the ones that I had that were really good were they definitely weren't as big and bulky as a 50 ring gauge torpedo, but no, they weren't the cigaros. The last thing I had from them was a cigaro, though, and that was just basically like someone rolled you a loose one and handed it over. I mean, they were tasty, but they weren't as tasty as something like that's gonna be. Mr. Holster, I know what you're saying. I think I too will walk out the door and go shooting. Aunt Keck, the politicians have betrayed their own oath, and I don't mean just the Democrats. Oh, no, it's, look what's gone down in Florida. Personally, I think you people in Florida, your governor is a piece of shit. He should just jump ship and improve once and for all that he is a fucking liberal piece of shit. Wade, top 20. I give a fuck. Cheers, brother. At Keck. Oh, scared. Yes, Joey needs a timeout indeed. Indeed. Gillian, all of the shootings that have been done are staged to get our guns to be controlled. The government is at fault. No. You get no argument at all. You get no argument at all from me, Gillian. I personally believe that if there was such a thing as the absolute truth, either it was staged and we just don't know who was harmed, if anybody was harmed, or if it was, because again, I know it may be just me, but a piece of shit like George Soros, Barack Obama, the Clintons, these are not Americans. These are not true patriots. And if you have been sucking on the red pill, then you have no idea at all what is going on. If you think anybody in that list gives a flying fuck about an American citizen, they don't. It's all just an end game. And I realize, if they were here, they might act all insulted or whatever, that I would say that Hillary Clinton would be all behind. Of course, she's got her people, so she'd just be one of those, I don't want to know what really took place. But if you can't see them setting up, either completely setting up, which means he had nothing to do with it, or brainwashing, or drugging, or the CIA thing. You want to go shoot up a school. You want to go shoot up a school. Oh, I want to go shoot up a school. And right now they're just rubbing their hands together, going, "Yeah, if we could just get one or two more of these, we will have the brain dead, anti-American, anti-pro-Second Amendment motherfuckers just eating out of our hands." They'll be encouraging their neighbors, and like I said, I don't feel guilty at all about what I'm passionate about. I had more than a great day wearing this without a jacket all day today. And yeah, with the way the weather was outside, that was a quick jaunt from the car to the house. I think it's I don't even know what it is right now, 20-something degrees. It was 18 degrees all the way up, and yeah, I know the gun would still work at 18 degrees, but it's really hard to get really motivated when you are approaching single-digit temperatures. Mr. Holster, I bet you do, and with your pants down. I don't even know what I said, and I'm not sure I even want to. Aunt Keck, haven't heard about any of the funerals or memorials regarding the victims of the Parkland shooting. Neither have I. Aunt Keck, screen went black. Fucking YouTube is definitely part of the deep state. Oh, they are. Aunt Keck, I'll smoke them cigars. Oh, no, you won't. Saying that you have too many cigars is like saying you have too many guns, or maybe even too many knives. Me and Stephen Bush were talking about that. And Keck, can't wait to see the looks on the millennials and libtards' faces when they get rounded up like cattle being sent to slaughter. Oh yeah, Now, it's been a while since I made the comment, but anybody that's fairly new, one of the things that I say is the best illustration of a modern libtard is the scene towards the beginning of the movie Independence Day. Except for, let us replace a libtard, and in the movie, these freedom-loving dumb fucks are standing on top of a building with like signs that say, E.T., we love you, you come to our planet, we're here for you, and they're standing on top of the building, they're just like, yeah, and the bottom of the ship opens up and they're all fucking dead. And that's the way our brain-dead liberals are. They're the ones standing on top of that building with that sign that says Obama, Clinton, it's like, lib Democrats, we love what you're doing. Come and take all of the guns because our government will take care of us from cradle to grave. Nobody will give a flying fuck how many of you are lost. You mean nothing. We mean nothing to the largest part of our government. We are nothing, but we supply tax money. And Keck, boobies. Boobies is right. And Keck, it is video games and the people of this country popping out kids that are not raising them. They have kids, but expect the schools and the government to raise them for them so they can continue to be kids themselves. Yeah, I don't want to grow up. But you're a dad. Well, can't we hire someone? Gillian, I play killing video games and I don't go on a killing spree. But now I'm not going to get into a debate on if it is video games or not. I personally, from where Gillian, from where we are sitting, our brains are developed. The brain isn't even fully developed until you're 25. And then if you're Chuck, it turns out that that just never comes in. So what is exactly happening, you know, when they're watching this kind of stuff? Are they becoming numb for what they're seeing? You know, does somebody that sits and watches your video game and sitting in front of your 80-inch TV and you watch your shotgun blow the head off of the video character continuously with red spray everywhere, and then you have some kind of interaction with the drugs that you've been put on because you're hyperactive, then when you actually do start thinking about that, and if you've got the ability to actually think it through, okay, I just envision me shooting little Jimmy, you know, that kind of thing, are they completely brain numb to the effects for which they are doing? I don't know the answers to all this. I don't think taking video games away is going to solve the problem, just like I know taking guns away is not going to solve the problem. What will speed things up quite expediently is being a real fucking parent. Taking your responsibility, making sure they're getting an education, maybe talking to them and finding out what they're being taught, because there's a lot of bullshit being taught these days. You know, spending time with them, making sure that they're healthy, making sure that they're eating the good food, making sure that they're going to sleep. I don't give a fuck if you want to stay up another hour, you're going to bed. I'm dad, you're not. Love my kids. I will go to fucking war for my kids. But I was not, and I am not their best friend. I am their father. Fu Master Chew, top 100. Yeah. J-Dog, here from my house. Definitely sounds better than here from the shithole where Captain Buttercup and his faithful butt buddy douche nozzle reside. Fu Master Chew 12. I just had 2 pints of Rough Tail Hoptometrist. Pretty damn good. Hell yeah, brother. Trifecta for the win, a baby. Rich. The Brew Babes got some nice cohibas. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Rich again. Phone books. Lots of them. Plus, basement pop equals delicious. Hee hee. Rich. How about the piece of shit here in Oklahoma that cut a lady's head off with a knife? Tried to do the same on lady number 2 and was stopped by a good guy with a gun. Didn't hear anything about blacks, Muslims, or knives. The psycho was a black Muslim with a knife. Let somebody with a gun do something and they'll lose their minds. It's not the device or the person per se, it's something going on in the brain. Did they ban trucks and fertilizer yet? Living outside Oklahoma City, that is a touchy subject to talk about. Rich, by the way, the pistol case looks like a Phoenix Arms HP 22A range kit, just saying. No. Gunwild, I had me a Cohiba last night. Not bad for a budget cigar. Budget? The other one I thought I was gonna maybe get back to you and give you an update. I might have, but I've purchased a few more since then. Is those ones from Acid? Those are definitely a good after dinner, well, anytime cigar. They're pretty good. If you see that, you should give them a try if you're a cigar fan. Rich, yet another fine review, my friend. So many laughs to count. Sounds like a decent brew and a solid 9 to boot. Cheers, brother. I still think that's a Phoenix Arm 22 LR semi-automatic. I have been known for being wrong, though. Laugh out loud. Oof. Quite a pile of comments yet to go. Rich, it is in fact not a Phoenix Arms. This is a Grand Power P40 chambered in. It looked like it was going to all play along there for a second. A Grand Power chambered in 10, and these ones, if you're not familiar with them, they actually have a rotating barrel. It is completely ambi. Everything that's on this side is on this side. You have your slide release. You have your cocker, safety, fire, mag release works equally both directions. 14 plus 1. It's got this kind of this cool segmented cut all the way across the top of the slide. Out of the box, I have to say I'm honestly fairly impressed with it. In your hand for a double stack. For a double stack of 10, it stays fairly thin. In my hand, I would not be upset if it was even bulkier than it is. Out of the box, the I have developed four kind of question mark things. One of them to the point where I've actually already sent an email off to them. The button is almost impossible to press because it's under the load. If you press up a little and then press in, you can get the mag out. I didn't even make it past 10 rounds putting mag or ammo in these mags at first. I had to get 10 and then push it on the side of the counter to kind of get the spring to push in a little, and I finally got 14 in. So I'm just letting them break in. It came with 2 mags. And you can actually hear this. It's cocked, ready to go. I'll get right next to the microphone and see as I just touched the trigger. Did you hear that click? There is a audible click, and you can feel that in the trigger. And I actually found several videos online, and on their forum somebody was saying that that's by design. It's the only pistol I've ever had that has an audible click, and that's not the wall. That's like the wall's all the way up here. I didn't put a trigger scale on it yet. It's very heavy on double action, and my guess it's going to come in at about 3.75 to 4 pounds on single action. But the thing that has me slightly concerned right now is this, and imagine, again, here we are in a brew review breaking into a gun review. Imagine you're shooting. You're all loaded up. You squeeze the trigger. You keep your finger on the trigger because the gun now cycles. And if you see right there, is the hammer back? No, it is not. That time it stayed back. Bam, you fire. That's not right. And I actually found a video of a gentleman shooting this. I don't remember the name of his channel. He has like 15,000 subs, and this actually happens while he is at the range shooting. Now, I'm not sure if this would recreate itself at the range, because when you put some effort into it, like you imagine the gun actually is firing, well, that time it didn't. But now, last night I was sitting. Me and Joey evidently were suffering from insomnia. On the other hand, what changes? Me and Joey, or grab it in the middle? So that makes me wonder why the hammer is being allowed to move forward. Oof, that's a tight ass thing. Yeah, and you won't get it. You won't get 14. You won't get 14 plus 1 in this right now. These mags have to relax a little. But I like the fact that it kind of resembles a cross between, a CZ. It reminds me a little bit of my old EAA, but I like the fact that it looks more like a SIG. Well, not that one. But want to get out and shoot it. I'm really like the rotating barrel. They say that in a 40 cal, you wouldn't be able to know the difference between shooting this in a 40 and shooting something else in a 9mm because of the rotating barrel. Very, it's definitely not a really heavy gun. The inside of the slide has actually been milled out anywhere where they could get rid of material to help lower that reciprocating mass. And I tell you, the inside of this slide is immaculate. It is beautiful. The machining on it is spotless. No machining marks. Everything's smooth. Everything's polished. And it's just I think it's a pretty classy gun, and I just honestly I can't wait to shoot it. Like I said, when I discovered that it was doing this, so there you go, Rich from Master 212. Not quite a 22. Okay, now we really have to roll on this. Real Cobra Burnout, yes. Real Cobra Burnout, I have to say, that link that you sent, which is the Fuck That meditation, is probably one of my most shared videos. Ed, you demand, Real Cobra Burnout, let the panel convey and vote. Ed, we love you, and Christine, brother. Thank you. Johnny Concho, glad you liked the bracelet, and I hope you enjoy the cigars. Yes, the cigars came from the south of the border, just between you and me. Oh yeah, everybody else ignore what he just said right there. Ed, Brew Babe is awesome. Yes. Gunwild, oh, you suck. The old fake you out trick at the end, dick. Ben N 47th, for real, what the fuck this time? My hollow point, you're right about control aspect. I've seen you take over a lot of dumb fucks' wallets. Brad, I like my art better. Stephen Bush, hey! I saw that pistol yesterday. Love the FDE Cerakote on it. Smile Money. Pretty sure that there is enough information for a liberal psychiatrist to take away your gun rights in this video. Probably. Joey Cuz, you may not have it so suitable for advertising, but I still see ads on your videos. Yeah. Your Hornet Fixer. Shut the fuck up, Joey. Joey, it's funny how the libs are saying now that the video games are a slippery slope when it was all about 10 years ago or so. The same ass clowns were blaming video games to begin with. It's funny how they change their minds to fit their narrative. Joey, of course history is repeating itself. Who knows what the hell they're teaching these kids in school these days. When you erase history from school books, you can now tell them anything you want, and the way the kids are these days, they're mindless zombies that will believe it. Just because some celebrity or fake news on the internet tells them to. Shit, I think I'm going to need one of those Loma Company tinfoil hats soon. We are supposed to learn from history, and then with them erasing history, that what are we supposed to learn from? I think I'm done. Wait, I still have 30 minutes left to watch. Joey, you know I'm not a conspiracy theorist kind of person, but now it's starting to get a little too convenient that when Democrats are being put underneath a microscope just for maliciousness, something like a school shooting happens which takes everybody's attention away from the one thing and puts it on another. Joey, don't stick me in the penalty box of Aunt Keck and his childish behavior. Joey, yeah, you deplorable son of a bitches. I need to turn on my data off during the day, when I hit Wi-Fi signal on my phone doesn't stop ringing for at least 2 minutes straight. And that's a slow day. My phone once went through 15 or 20% of my data with just an 8-hour period. But I will say the pictures, GIFs, and videos are entertaining. Joey, oh, it's always fun when you make a Rorschach test on a girl's back. Joey, you need to put a boom mic over by the stairs so when you hear Christine, so we can hear Christine when she's off camera. Joey, the best part about Congress woman's video was the beginning when she tried to relate with the gun owners by saying how family would hurt and shoot guns, or how her family would hunt and shoot guns, and all the set of crap when she was younger. And Jim did correct me yesterday when I posted the same video on Facebook, and she cut the barrel behind the gas tube, so technically she made an SBR New York compliant. Oh, and she referred to everyone that left a negative comment as an NRA troll. Joey, John Solar likes it when he gets pounders. Sorry, I mean tall boys, you sick freak. Joey, fucking dick tease. Aunt Keck, screw you, Joey. I carry one. don't mind me. I'm just here loitering in the background, totally enjoying a bit of whiskey and a good dog rocket. Cheers, buddy. And I'm only going to do one refresh and see what happens here. It's usually a big mistake. Nothing. We got to get out of here. Again, something else from Stone that I won't ever buy again. Smooth it is in the beginning, almost like it has a little Joey Rorschach back love in it or something. Has not a dry, but kind of a bitter presence to it. Not much going on in the middle. Then as the end starts to pick up, you start to get it's kind of a bread or biscuit, but it seems like it's a little bit more harsh, kind of a heavy maltiness. So close to having it wrapped up, but like I said, it's freaking cold outside. Doesn't really have a... I mean, if they're going with the whole scorpion thing, maybe they're going for something a little bit more edgy. It definitely has more of that dry, bitter kind of And see, I actually like that about a lot of IPAs, but I'm not really loving this one. So, Scorpion Bowl IPA from Stone. I'm gonna shoot this like a 6.5. And hopefully, because I got two calibers set up here, I see Smile Money. There was some attempt. I grabbed 200 rounds of Winchester. I still have some 10 millimeter. Again, the old ammo coffers are pretty scary low. But if the weather plays along tomorrow, I definitely want to get out and shoot these 5 guns: the Grand Power, the Double Stack Rock Island, the Sig Sauer P220 Hunter, the Race Gun, and the Ghost Gun. So, cheers, guys. And yeah, we should be here tomorrow. I don't know, is that a threat or what?